Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where today you're in for a rare treat. I'm going to be showing you my great-grandmother's dress patterns. Now, she was my great-grandmother by marriage, okay? Her name was Mrs. Alberta Threet, and I met her when my husband and I were dating, and she was a wonderful, wonderful soul. And I was always so impressed by her. She was like the original do-it-all girl. She could cook, she could can, she could quilt, she could tat lace, she could crochet, she could knit, she could embroider, she could make her own clothes. She had an enormous flower bed of irises that were who knows how old. Let's see, what else? She could make children's clothing. You get the idea. She could do it all. So she passed away when my daughter was a sophomore in high school, which would have been around 2009. And my daughter and I bought her dress patterns at her estate sale. Sadly, I don't know how to alter dress patterns, and so I haven't been able to sew these because we are so large-chested. It's difficult to get these old patterns to fit because a lot of these are 32 bust or so. So my daughter pointed out when we got these, she said, Mom, she said, how come Grandma Threet's pattern started off at a 32 bust and then they went up to a 40? I said, well, honey, like most of us, she spread out over the years. She wasn't, she was a young girl in the 30s and 40s. And so that's the difference. She worked at a bus stop. I don't know what she did there, but she must have been a snazzy dresser because these patterns are amazing. So I've got my readers on so I can read the back of the patterns to you, because I notice nowadays modern patterns don't have the descriptions on the back that the older patterns had. So these are in no particular order. Clearly the ones that are cheaper are the oldest. So here we have a 35-cent pattern, Simplicity 3948. Aren't these drawings and these paintings on the front just beautiful? But look at the work in that. Look at all the buttons down the edge and the scallops. So this can be made out of cotton, linen, rayon, velvet, or wool. It says, this pretty dress buttons all the way down the front. The opening edge is scalloped. The flared skirt has gathers at the front waist and pockets in the side seams. View 1 features a small round collar. The 3/4 length sleeves are cuffed. View 2 has short-shaped sleeves and a convertible neckline. Contrasting bias-filled tape trims the view. 13 pieces. Oh, I've got the windows open just because it's a little cooler here today. So that's pattern 1. The envelopes are very, very fragile. Here's a beautiful suit, clearly from the 40s, that buttons down the back. And 12 pieces. This is Simplicity 2619. I like how these dresses a lot of times were made for year-round wear. And so you can make it out of gingham and out of velvet and still wear the same dress. That's amazing. We don't see that nowadays. Okay, here's a very own 25-cent pattern for a 32 bust. Simplicity 2838. Look at those huge pockets. Darling, 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 darling. And suggested fabrics: gingham, chambray, piqué, linen, seersucker, pericle, cotton broadcloth, poplin, spun rayon, shark skin. You don't see that on patterns anymore. Cotton or taffeta. Oh, this one has fallen apart on me. This is a darling blouse pattern. Simplicity 4762. Very cute. And a 32 bust. Here's a beautiful glove pattern. Isn't that just stunning? I'm telling you something. I think we lost something when women quit dressing like women. When you go to Walmart and you see people in their pajamas and women wearing their men's clothing, it just burns me up. Burns me up. I mean, it's what happened to the elegance? What happened to the dignity? It's so sad. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, this is darling. We got a 26-inch waist, baby. 26. 25-cent pattern. 3798. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see. This fully softly pleated skirt has a shaped waistband. The lower edge of the skirt is faced with contrasting fabric. The skirt is styled with a narrow waistband and purchase belt. The stole, when's the last time you saw anybody with the stole? The stole has pockets on the ends trimmed with contrasting band. How beautiful. Suggested fabrics: cotton, linen, rayon, bengaline, wool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Another 25-cent pattern, more gloves. This would just be beautiful to frame. Isn't that just stunning? I like the sheared gloves especially. Okay, another 25-cent pattern for a 32 bust. And do I ever love a polka dot? Isn't this beautiful? So pretty. The kimono sleeve bodice is fashioned with a V-shaped neckline and a 3-button front closing. A narrow road collar enhances the neckline and button trim. Scallops lend to interest to the upper bodice. The skirt, joined to the bodice at the natural waistline, is softly flared. This has 13 pieces. When you get into the number of pieces, I mean, there's a lot of work here. Look at all those buttonholes. Back when they had to make buttonholes by hand. Tough, tough stuff. Linen, cotton, broadcloth, spun rayon, wool crepe. Very nice. Here we have a beautiful day dress. Simplicity 2481 in a 32 bust. I love the pink and gray. Very pretty. Oh my. 30-inch bust. 25-cent pattern. Look at those tied shoulders and big pockets. To die for. Simplicity should reissue this, because isn't that stunning? Let's see what it says. The sleeveless bodice ties at the shoulder, features large patch pockets on the full skirt. Pocket flaps and shoulder ties are of contrast. Features a contrast bolero with pocket in the left short sleeve. Oh my gosh. To die for. I love the ones with the button-on capes. Oh my, how stunning. And look at how sexy that is. It's very, very sexy, but still demure at the same time. And we don't have a description on this one. It has 14 pieces. This is by McCall's. Copyright 1953. Pattern number 9604 in a 32 bust. Yet another with a button-on cape to die for. Sundress with cover-up shoulder cape. Sleeveless dress, square neckline in front, dipping to low scoop in the back. Flared 4-piece skirt. Button detail across front neckline is repeated down the skirt along the side seams. Center back zipper. Brief shoulder cape, buttons onto dress each side of the front neckline. All one fabric, contrast dress and cape. Suggested fabrics: cotton, novelty cotton prints, linen, silk, or synthetic, such as shantung, crepe, shark skin, novelty weaves. I'm going to have to look up shark skin. I don't know what that is. Okay, we have a slip pattern. Very common. Here's a sundress. I'm missing the whole pattern, but with another little cape. Those are my favorite. Here's a to die for evening dress with a 36-inch chest. No description on the back. Clearly this one's older, and it's 75 cents. It looks like that might be maybe the 60s, 50s, or 60s. Oh my gosh, look at this blouse. Look at the ruffles. Isn't that beautiful? The blouse front gathers to front yoke at shoulders, fits at the waistline. Okay, that goes into different variations. Very, very, very pretty. Okay. Here is Simplicity 2807 for a 32-inch bust. Look at the detail. I cannot imagine sewing that. Look, imagine trying to match up all those stripes. Woo! Okay. This is pretty common. You see this a lot. That's a whole lot of skirt to shear up, baby. If you've ever made a skirt, like when I make these doll dresses, I always think to myself, I cannot imagine shearing up all that fabric for a human. I mean, that is tremendous. Bodice has a low round neckline, short puff sleeves, gathered neck edge, and elastic casing at lower sleeve edges. Skirt is gathered and cut in 3 tiers. Velvet ribbon and bows trim the skirt. Oh, that's so precious. Suggested fabrics: cotton, gingham, dotted Swiss, seersucker, broadcloth, eyelet, shantung, taffeta, rayon. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is Simplicity 4629 in a 32 bust. Oh, I like these. I love it when we get some Elizabeth Taylor action in on it. Pedal pushers and a sleeveless blouse. Adorable. Put back on the envelope. Envelopes. Everything's so frail in here. Okay, let's see. Here's her address. Was her address, Mrs. Alberta Threet. This is a costume. It's a colonial costume. Who knows what she had that for? Okay. Now we have a beautiful skirt with a bolero jacket. Also stunning. Junior Mrs. and Mrs. Bolero suit and blouse. The darted fitted bolero may have long or 3/4 length sleeves. I love 3/4 length sleeves because you show off your bracelets. A shape color, and revers are cut in one of the bolero and lining is optional. The full circular skirt joins to the waistband. Outside tucks enhance the contrasting back buttoning blouse, which features a high neckline and extended shoulders. Bolero suit may be made out of velveteen corduroy, silk wool, rayon crepe, taffeta, moire, wool jersey, rayon or wool garbardine, flannel, linen, piqué, on and on and on and on. And then the blouse can be made out of several other things. Look at that. Okay, here she ordered something. 2.5-cent stamp. Ooh, pretty. Square neck sundress. Adorable. Very, very pretty. 11 pieces to it. It just, you know, even though I'm not able to sew these, it brings me such joy knowing that they were hers. And my daughter and I treasure these. I need to buy, I guess, some archival pattern keepers and paper to save these. This is size 12 little boy's pajamas, which she could have bought for her grandson or her son. Darling. Here's like a muumuu type nightgown and shorty pajamas, also cute. Here's a skirt pattern with a 26-inch waist. She has her name written on it. It says Alberta. Beautiful. 5/8 inch seam allowance. see here. Let's see what she's got here. Oh my. Oh, American Weekly. Look at that. So much to love here. So much to love. The shoulders, the buttons, the piping, the pockets. All of it's so beautiful. American Weekly, size 14. Here's one of her apron patterns. Another apron pattern. I'm not saying the apron pattern. When I say the apron pattern, my daughter, she had this apron pattern that was heart-shaped. And it's got like 10 miles of rickrack on it. Not rickrack, bias tape on it. My daughter's been wanting me to make her that. I don't see it in here. It must be in another basket. But I know I would never gotten rid of it. Look at this. How about those pockets? Stunning. And this is too cute for words. Now we're getting really risque sexy here. Woo-wee. We got a romper. She's just like a romper like me. We got a sundress. And then I like how they put that then onto pedal pushers. Too cute for words. Okay, now let me move some of these back so I have more on the table here. Here's a blouse pattern completely falling apart. I like the yoke on it. It's very pretty. Here we have a social dress. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the square neckline, the V back. I'm going to have to master a dart. I've been watching videos on how to make darts. Anytime I make one, it seems like it has a little pucker, so I'm doing something wrong on that. Okay, so now let's put these back in here. And then I have a couple more to show you. I did make, and I'm not seeing it, but I moved some of these into more than one basket. She had this I think it's a 40s nightgown pattern. And I made that. And oh my, I felt like, I don't know what in that thing. Like it was so glamorous. But let me tell you, it was long. So you get twisted up in it first off when you sleep in it. It tied at the waist. So you're laying on a knot. Oh my, that was not good. Here is one that's a little worse for the wear, but still darling. Love those big pockets. I love that line cape. All to die for. Oh, look at this. That's got Elizabeth Taylor all over it. Cute little shorts. And you know what's so nice about this? It shows skin, but if you look at that, you're really seeing a couple inches of their waist. Everything else is covered up. So that's beautiful. Not like now where you see everything you don't want to see on fat girls that shouldn't be wearing it probably. Okay, so look at this. This is a larger apron pattern. Look at all that detail. So stunning. Okay, that's not hers. I don't know what that is. Oh, this says apron patterns. Maybe that one is in here. Yes, here it is. Here is the pattern. So, my daughter wants me to make... Well, this is not it. This is not it. This is the easy one. The one that she wanted had miles and miles of ruffles and bias tape on it. So, all right. I'm not seeing the nightgown patterns. I don't know. I think I put some things in another basket. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set of patterns. Stop back by for more videos in the future. Give my video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Thank you.